I'm speaking to Peter Taaffe, Socialist Party General Secretary. Peter, the former Federal Reserve Chairman, Alan Greenspan, said the credit crunch was probably a once-in-a-lifetime event, and many commentators say the world is facing the worst economic crisis since 1929. What is the state of US capitalism in your view?
Well, the state is catastrophic of world capitalism. You only have to open any newspaper, turn on the television and radio, and Alan Greenspan, who's partly an author of this terrible financial crisis, because he presided over, like Gordon Brown in Britain, he presided over, in an authoritative position, world capitalism, particularly US capitalism, in the course of the last 2 decades. And therefore he's partly responsible for this. And when he says this is a once-in-a-century event, after all, we've had a number of crises. We had 1929-33, the most devastating crisis in history as far as capitalism is concerned. But we also had other crises since then, 1987, the slump of 1974-75, and so on. So it's wrong to say this is a once-in-a-lifetime event, but in any case, this is a potential 1929. And the people who warned against that was not Alan Greenspan, but were people like us, socialists and Marxists, who've been warning now that the inevitable indebtedness and so-called financialization of capitalism, this unrestrained, unregulated world capitalism, was bound to end in tears. Not just for the ruling class, not just for the financiers, but for ordinary working class people. Therefore, this is a serious crisis. It's meant a wholesale collapse of the banks. It's worse in a certain sense than 29-33 because of globalization. It has resulted in a world crisis where you have, for instance, the collapse of the banks in America, but what is not generally understood is that here in Europe we have major banks such as UBS in Switzerland, which actually is indebted, has debts more than the total gross domestic product of Switzerland. We have Deutsche Bank in Germany, which almost has the same in debts as the whole of the German economy, the powerhouse of Europe. So this is a serious crisis. The measures that they've taken are not likely to contain it. They'll have a certain effect in the short run, and the people who will pay in this crisis will be ordinary working class people unless we're prepared to fight back.
Okay, let's talk about these measures they're taking now. The US Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson's $700 billion proposal to bail out the US financial system. It's still ongoing, as I understand it, as we speak, or has it perhaps been concluded today? It's being voted on. Can you comment on that?
You know, we say about the capitalist press in Britain, they have a motto: make it short, make it snappy, and make it up. And in the case of this £700 billion debt, in all probability they've made it up. They think if they offer a totem, if the economic witch doctors of capitalism offer a totem to the market, then that will in some way assuage the market, and if you like, you can have a certain quiescent period for a short period of time. It probably will succeed in the short term. It will not succeed in shoring up all the endangered financial institutions, and what's more to the point, this is leading and will lead to a crisis in the real economy, affecting the lives and conditions of ordinary working class people. So in the short term it could perhaps save capitalism in the short term. It won't save the working class, and it certainly will not be a long-term solution for capitalism either in the US or worldwide.
Okay, let's talk about